Number 12, Mr. Shadowy One Shadowy One. How are some biblical teachings like hair length considered cultural and specific only to ancient times when other things apply even today, like homosexuality? Well, let me respond to this by showing that if we don't, the opposite view would be weird, would be obviously problematic. So if we think either everything in the Bible is cultural and doesn't apply, or nothing in the Bible is cultural and it all applies today perfectly, then we are the ones who are like, we're coming to the scripture and we're putting on these lenses that make everything that's colorful into just black and white. And we can't see that when God tells Abraham, right, like go leave out of the land of Egypt and go to the land of Israel, and God promises Israel these blessings and he gives them the law. And it's like, if you can't see that we're as Christians today not under that law, then that's going to be a problem, right? But if you also can't see that, like, say, honoring God's name, which is part of the law, transcends that rule and applies to us today as well, then I just think you've gotten a very wooden, almost naive approach to Scripture at that point. So my pushback would be, you have to see certain things in Scripture as cultural and some things as not. And the real question isn't, how are we allowed to say that's cultural and that's not? The real question is, can I show that there are reasons in Scripture why this issue is cultural and that one is not? Do you get this? Is a different question. It's a new question now. Can I demonstrate that this issue transcends culture and this one's culturally bound? That to me is pretty significant. And the example of, say, hair length. Okay, I do think that that's a cultural thing, but there's a principle in the same, and I'll teach through this sometime in the future here. The principle that's being taught there is not culturally bound, and the hair length was the incidental cultural expression, but the principle is not. Homosexuality was not a culturally bound thing at all. It's driven from the nature of mankind, the created order. It's forbidden to Jews and to Gentiles in the Old Testament and the New Testament, to the Christians, as you know, after the time of Christ, as well as the not just the Jews. It's not even just under the law. Like, God judges the old non-Jewish nations for these acts. So that seems unbound culturally. So do you get what I'm saying? Is it's just like we have to ask more questions. There's strong reasons to think some things are culturally bound and other things are not. And we can, just read the passage and look for it to see that. I hope that helps.